Well, this is the unit assembled. I know it's a little dark, but I talked about these parts before. That's the cylinder with the piston coming out with a little nut on the end, adjustable nut. And then the block in the center, which houses the spring, and there's a ball bearing on the inside of that block that rides on that channel inside of this piece here to keep this down against that thrust bearing. And it's the same exact thing on the opposite side. I got these two plates here. These plates here is that ring that I had originally. I cut it in half and I added these little pieces on the end, and there's a little piece of sandpaper on the inside on both sides to give it a little gripping power. But it worked out good. I got the that hole plugged off with a little set screw. That's a cross drilled hole. And there's an O-ring on the inside of this piece that hits against this cylinder or this block, and I'm using that cylinder, the original cylinder, with this one fitting. That was the part that pushed it down, and now I'm using that cylinder to put air into this one and into the other one through a hole that's cross drilled through this block into that cylinder, supplying these pieces with the air to power that piston. So overall, it looks good and it operates pretty good too. Now I put this cap on the end. Remember I talked about that, the original piston that was in there. I cut it and I used the bottom of it to plug the bottom end of the hole. Then on the top here, I put a plug on the top. It's underneath this block, and that keeps the air from leaking out of the top of the hole. So I got my trusty tank here, and I'm running about 20 pounds of pressure on this thing. And it seems to hold it pretty good. Now there is no air relief on this line, so I got to wait for the air to drain out before it releases. As to where when I use the little switch on the other system, it discharges the air immediately. But this system here doesn't have any kind of discharge on it. It does leak, and I got to wait for it to leak the pressure off before it releases. But we'll see what it does. I'm going to engage it. See, it clamps down there. Now I'm going to turn the pressure off, and we've got to wait for it to exit all that air. Now this side released. I'm going to apply air. It's got a little rotation here. I'm going to apply the air. Yeah, I'm only putting in 25 pounds. Yeah, that's not going anywhere. I can't even move that. I try to move it back and forth from the brake from the bottom. It just moves my whole bench. It won't rotate. I can't get that to rotate. I'll turn the air off. Rotates that way and rotates this way now. Turn it back on. Yeah, it's locked up. That's pretty good. That worked out good. Release it. There. So that's great. So the next thing is to put it in the frame, and hopefully we won't have any, well, we'll probably have some issues, but hopefully they'll be minor, and then we can start making some chips. All right. Bye.